Welcome, everybody, to the August 6th meeting of the San Dimas Rotary Club of San Dimas. I am Mike Wallace. I'm the current club president. Raymond, do you want to get us started with the Rotary Minute?
We don't have a Rotary. Yeah, we don't have one this time, Mike.
We're not playing it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Well, welcome, everybody. Like I said, I'm Mike Wallace. I am the club president. I'm also the president of Better Home Financial, local mortgage brokerage here in San Dimas. And we'll just go around the room for quick introductions. Raymond, you're up.
Hey, Raymond Foster, past president, current
Let me check it
executive
out
secretary,
and see what I. Oh no, that's okay. No,
there you go. Zoom master who wasn't doing a very good job for a moment there. That's me, Mike.
Thank you, Raymond. Rita, you're up. Self-introduction.
Oh. Rita McGee, local estate planning attorney, and then some.
Excellent. Sylvia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia Melendez. I'm the CEO of the San Dimas Chamber of Commerce. I'm a part of the Rotary, as well as East Valley Medical Center board member and a couple of other organizations. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks for being here today, Sylvia. Glenn Johnson, you have the floor. Oh, you're muted, Glenn. You were unmuted before.
Glenn Johnson, I'm a member of Satellite Rotary Club and secretary of the San Dimas Masonic Lodge.
Right, great. Thanks, Glenn. Dorn Barnes.
Hey, everybody. Dorn Barnes, Chief Executive Officer of Foothill Transit and other stuff.
Couple other boards and
other things. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Marilyn Sparks, are you available?
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. Quick self-introduction.
Marilyn Sparks with Farmers Insurance and a couple other things.
Among other things, yeah. Marianne, are you available? You're currently muted.
Myself now.
There you go.
Available. Marianne Kistler. I've been in Rotary over 30 years, and I am the current foundation chair.
Thank you, Marianne. Always appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Sachs, are you available for a quick self-introduction?
I sure am. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Retired LA County Sheriff's Department, new Rotarian, very happy to be here.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And Teresa Lee, are you available for a quick self-introduction?
Sure. Hi, my name is Teresa. I am actually a new participant with the San Dimas Rotary. I actually sent in the application about 20 minutes ago. But
I saw it come through.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm here to serve our community. And thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here today. All right. Well, without further ado, we do have a special guest presenter today. And I will do a quick introduction of Master Sergeant Steven L. Hamm, First Sergeant for Space Systems Command at Los Angeles Air Force Base. Master Sergeant Steven L. Hamm serves as the First Sergeant for Space Systems Command at Los Angeles Air Force Base, where he champions the health, morale, welfare, and readiness of all guardians, airmen, civilians, and families. A proven leader and servant at heart, he ensures the force remains mission ready to deliver war-winning space capabilities for the United States and its allies. Since entering the Air Force in 2011, he's held diverse operational and leadership roles across the globe, from Germany to Japan, Korea, Guam, and Hawaii. His technical expertise spans radio frequency systems, satellite communications, and remotely piloted aircraft cyber operations. Master Sergeant Hamm played a key role in missions ranging from IT support to intelligence analysts to enable the success of the Global Hawk program. He transitioned to the U.S. Space Force in 2021 and continues to lead with distinction in the Joint Space domain. An accomplished non-commissioned officer, he is a recipient of multiple Air and Space Commendation and Achievement Medals. Master Sergeant Hamm exemplifies the core values of integrity, service, and excellence as he mentors and leads the next generation of space warfighters. Go ahead and take it away. Oh, did we lose him? No, there you are. You moved up to the Hollywood Squares top left. Welcome, Master Sergeant Hamm.
Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. Well, hey all, I know he did an introduction, but I'll do a little bit one as well. So I'm Master Sergeant Steven Hamm. I kind of want to represent the First Sergeant Council here at LA Air Force Base. And a little bit about me. As he mentioned, I joined the Air Force in 2011 as a radio transmissions tech. In 2021, Space Force stood up. I was given the opportunity to cross over and help establish a new branch in the military. And I was like, hell yeah, send me. And I never looked back since. Through my time in the military, I've had some amazing leaders and have been able to work on some amazing mission sets that I've been able to contribute to. Specifically, there's a leader that I can remember. I will never forget her, Senior Master Sergeant Barry. She taught me how to be a first sergeant. And ever since, I've always wanted to be a first sergeant. She taught me what a first sergeant was, because I didn't quite understand what it was. And again, she inspired me to be that first sergeant. Fast forward a little bit, Space Force selected me to be one of their very first sergeants in the Space Force. And actually, they've even put me at a field comm, which is really interesting. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. I'm honored, and it's been extremely humbling. So that's a little summary of me. But I kind of want to talk about our First Sergeant Council. So kind of going into our First Sergeant Council. So our council consists of about 15 active duty military members. We range from E6 to E8. There are 2 first sergeants. There's myself and Senior Everton, along with several aspiring members wanting to become first sergeants. Our mission, as you've heard from him, is that we strengthen the health, morale, and welfare of all joint forces in LA Air Force Base by developing airmen and guardians. Right. LA Air Force Base has roughly about 2,000 to 3,000 folks, and my role in the council is president. I wanted to talk specifically about one of our initiatives that we have in our organization, and where we're at currently with it. So LA Air Force, I've been at LA Air Force Base for about 5 months. My primary job outside of the organization is taking care of airmen, guardians, civilians in SSC, or Space Systems Command. Space Systems Command in itself has about 7,000 folks all throughout the world. We have 29 GSUs. So at any given time, I might be in Colorado, I might be in California. Well, I'm permanently stationed at California, but Vandenberg is another installation I go to, New Mexico. It really kind of depends on where I'm needed at that time. But I want to specifically talk on LA because that's where I'm home based at. So we all know that there's no secret that LA is probably the most expensive area, the high cost of living, right? It's also no secret that several individuals may hesitate to ask for any kind of financial help due to social stigmatisms. Right? It's a struggle that I see every day. I do have troops that come in my office, specifically in the LA area, asking for financial guidance, asking for what resources are available for family, or talk about the struggles with food access or affordability. And it brings to my mind, like, how many other people are facing this situation but are too afraid to bring it up to me or bring it up to anybody. So one of our initiatives in our council was to establish a food pantry. We had a little idea of how we were going to do this, but we didn't know how we were going to actually execute this. We held multiple meetings, and we were just kind of butting heads on kind of like what this would look like. Then we had a military spouse. She went out to our Colorado installation, who had a food pantry. She was inspired by it. She saw what they did. She reached out to them. She brought that forth to us and showed us how they started their food pantry and how they were currently operating. So we looked at that and we said, maybe we should emulate that. And so we decided to emulate it. And so what we do now is we do what we call pop-ups. So we do a monthly food pop-up pantry on LA Air Force Base, allowing allowing us to bring support and resources directly to the service members and their families who are in need. Since the base is also a familiar place, it's safe, it's convenient, it helps us facilitate that and to kind of alleviate any kind of the stress or anxiety that you might have going to like a traditional food bank. So we're currently on our fourth pop-up. We had our fourth pop-up last Friday. And we usually do it like the first Friday of the month, usually around from 10 to 1500 or until supplies last. To be honest, it usually ends at 11. So we're only there for about an hour because all our supplies are taken by 11 o'clock. So as with most initiatives, there's obviously some challenges that are associated with it. But one of our biggest challenges that we have or what we're facing are logistics and funding or food donations. We have physical space limitations here at LA Air Force Base because the base is small. It's extremely small here. And so office space, all that is extremely valuable and really hard to get if you need it. Some other factors are food donations. We do our best. We're doing our best to establish relationships with some of the local organizations to help address these challenges. And we're hoping to leverage a lot of the local partnerships to maximize support for our members here. About 4 months ago, we did have a nonprofit organization donate to us for our food pantry, and that's what's been keeping us and keeping the food pantry alive at this current moment. And last piece that I kind of want to talk on are our goals. So some of our goals right now is to continue the food pantry. There's a huge need for the food pantry here, and with the folks that I deal with on a regular basis and what I hear about it. And the other thing, I really want to try to establish something that's not monthly, but that's consistently open for service members and their families to stop by at any time. Another goal of ours is that LA Air Force Base is where we currently have it. We would like to expand down to Fort MacArthur. Fort MacArthur is about 45 minutes south of Los Angeles Air Force Base. It's a housing area specifically. It houses around 200 Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, Space Force families. And it also has our dorms. That's where all of our dorm residents live. And so that's just a little summary about our food pantry. Thank you for the time to brief y'all. Thank you. And I look forward to working with all of y'all and building a relationship. And if you guys have any questions for me, I'm here.
All right, great. Thank you very much for the presentation. I will open it up to questions. Does anybody have any specific questions for Master Sergeant Steven Hamm? Raymond, I see a hand.
Hey, Master Sergeant Hamm, can you describe what a first sergeant is as opposed to a master sergeant?
Yeah. So first sergeant, realistically, we like to kind of make some jokes that we pass out popsicles and make everyone feel good. But that's not really what first sergeants do. Our primary job is to get the person back to a better place. So life happens in the military. We're all humans. Things happen. I can name a few things. Like let's say one of our service members has a death in the family. And my job is to make sure that we take care of them. We get them back to their family during that situation and then bring them back and try to get them back into being a performing individual, right? That would be a scenario that I cover. It's really about taking care of the folks and making sure that folks are mission capable, mission ready to do their job. So my door is always open. I like to say I'm a counselor. People come in with their issues. I sit here and I try to comb through any kind of regulations, anything we have to try to support them in the things that they're going through. I also advise commanders. So another piece of my job is coaching commanders and teaching them how to lead formations and lead large formations. So here specifically, I actually advise General Grant. He's our 3-star for SSC. And so some of the conversations we have is what are the things that affect the Space Force in SSC as a whole? Like what are some of our issues? Like DRP would be a perfect example. Some of the executive orders that really hit us, which right now what I can talk about is DRP. What that really means for us is that we've lost a lot of civilians. And so that means the military folks are taking on more work. And seeing a trend in my office specifically is stress. Obviously, a lot more work's being put on them, the fact that they can't afford the location. There's a myriad of things, and I can kind of break down some of the things that I see here in LA versus what I see in Colorado versus what I see in New Mexico. But as a first sergeant, that's my primary job, is taking care of folks, making sure that they're ready, capable to fight, and also advise commanders.
So for your young people there, the junior enlisted that live in a dorm, they don't live in a dorm on the base. They live in a dorm 45 minutes away in Los Angeles traffic. And they've got to get to
Yes,
work
sir.
every day at the E5 and below, probably is in that dorm.
So our dorms are E4 and below. We have our E5 out. In fact, one of the other struggles we have, this is military side, and military will take care of this part. But dorm issues, we are limited in our dorm capacity. We're starting to have to push some of our E4s out, and that's kind of one of my growing concerns, is because we're starting to move this E4 that doesn't really make that much money out onto the local economy, as if that's not already an issue to begin with. And so I really have been trying to fight that scenario where we can have more dorms, or what we can do to try and fix that situation. Instead of starting to move a bunch of E4s out onto the local economy. Realistically, dorms save money for an E4. They already don't make too much. And then not having to worry about paying rent, paying utilities, is really nice. And they have a really nice place. I will say the dorms here are the best I've ever seen in the military.
Yeah, that's interesting. Our club, and in particular our satellite club, is very uniquely aware of food insecurity within the military. It's the primary focus of our satellite club, and we've developed a great relationship with the food pantry on base at 29 Palms and the YMCA that runs it. And we hear the unique challenges of 29 Palms being remote, a struggling economy, young people moving out of area, and having children very young and being stationed out there. But it is a very unique issue being in a substantially more expensive area, but also trying to survive on that pay of an E1 through E5.
For sure. Another comment too. I'd say the forest fires, but the Palisade fire, that has driven a lot of things up in value as well, that have caused a lot of our problems. There's a lot of advocacy, I can say, on the military side, but we're not seeing any kind of traction, because we've been bringing up to Congress on the Palisade fire situation specifically, and kind of the differences that have occurred. But it's pretty much been kind of, I can't on in the background. I can just say that no action has occurred, and it doesn't look like in the foreseeable future that there is going to be any kind of action.
Mhm. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's part of leadership. It's kind of what we do, is we try to fight as much as we can for our folks, and every win is a victory, and even if how small it is, it's a victory. So we're still fighting it. We're still hoping something will come out of it. And I'm crossing fingers that something happens, because it has definitely increased everywhere.
We will too.
Rita, did you have a question?
Thank you.
I did. I guess you had a guesstimate, right? What is the percentage of the individuals that you have in the Air Force that are struggling with food insecurities, or financially? I mean, financially, I would say everybody is, right? But food insecurity wise, and as a club, what can we do to help? Like, how much food do you need? Do you need food, or do you need money? What are your needs at this point?
Yeah, I think our needs are best met with food, and I think that because food costs do rise, and rent is kind of covered in our BAH. And so there is some funding there. When we talk about needs, I truly think that the food pantry, that's kind of where our council came together and we talked about some of the challenges here in LA Air Force Base. And we really talked about how could we support and what could we support and what makes the most sense. Food was the one that made the most sense. When we talk about challenges, we talk about like percentages. There is about 2,000 folks here. Not all 2,000 of those folks need support by any means. With our food pantry, what we've done is that we are trying to gauge what that number is. And I can tell you from the 4 food pantry pop-ups that we've done, how we've done it is we've kind of sorted like bags where we would get grocery bags, we'd fill it up with like one of each item that we had, and then we would set up about 100 of those. So within an hour, 100 of them are gone. And so that kind of gave us an idea, hey, we need more than 100. If we're talking about 100 an hour, we're looking at maybe, 500 bags might be more realistic to cover if we're going to do pop-ups constantly. And each bag, we didn't price each bag. We priced based off of what the money we have and splitting that and spreading it as thin as we could for groceries or whatever was donated to us grocery-wise as well, and kind of split that up. So each bag, I would say, is probably close to about $10 of items like toiletries, diapers, things that you can think of that are staple items that most families would use. We try to stick towards things that everyone would use. So even if they're single, like they're not getting diapers. Like what single person needs diapers unless they have a kid?
Right.
So we would stick around with the common things like toilet paper, toothbrushes, toothpaste, hand soap. And that's kind of what we've been focused in more on, but we're trying to see if we can kind of expand that and maybe put some more canned items, canned food, and things like that.
So when you create, say, these 100 bags of groceries for people to come in, is your storage at capacity to fill those 100 bags, or like how much food could you take and store given your constraints on space?
Yes, that's a good point. So there's been this space is such a problem here. I'll only tell you how tiny this installation is and how we have lots and lots of conversations about space allocations. In fact, we have meetings upon meetings upon meetings about space allocations on a regular basis. We have the capability of storing food because I have a unit that has some space that we can leverage for a little bit until we can find something that's more permanent. I've checked out the place already. I can't it's hard to quantify how large the space is, but I envision that I guess I can't really give you tons either because it depends on what we're talking about, like items wise. But I easily see that space covering holding 6 months worth of food for us. It's a pretty large banquet hall room that the FSS uses, what we call what's FSS? Force Support Squadron. Their primary mission is like King and some of the club activities that we have here. They have a huge banquet hall that doesn't get used too often, that we can leverage as storage for certain periods of time. It's pretty decent size.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Do you have any sort of scheduled drop-offs or food drives or any sort of planned events like, well, every Tuesday people can drop off, anything like that?
So we're still kind of working through we're still working through that right now. We have reached out to our grocery store here. We have in the sense of donations and things like that with our local grocery store. We call it the commissary. I'm sure some of y'all are familiar with that. But the commissary here on installation, we've worked with them a little bit. We're still working through some of our council challenges. So we're not a full 501c3 nonprofit. We started about 4 months ago. We're still working through some of that pieces, but the commissary here is willing to work with us to start doing some food drives locally here. And then we're looking at potentially what other organizations around can help us with food drives. So nothing at the moment, still working on it though.
All right, great. Well, let us know as as you have needs, as you kind of build that out. Let us know anywhere that we can help. And I know we're having a food drive here in August. Raymond, are we scheduled to include LA Air Force Base in this time?
So we're in discussions with them. I know that our satellite Rotarian Amanda Huffman, who's retired Air Force, whose husband is in the Space Force, has been talking with Steve, and so it's on how much we raise. And the order that we've promised to serve is 29 Palms, Camp Pendleton, and then Fort Irwin. And we would very much like to add LA Air Force Base, but it just depends on how many people donate. Depends on what we get in.
All right. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, for your presentation. Don't hesitate to reach out as as you have new information and new needs. And we're a small club, but we have a pretty wide reach. Everybody in this room, I believe, is involved in something other than just the Rotary. So we can leverage our network to help in any way that we can, and we'd welcome you to don't hesitate to ask. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you all for listening to my little brief, and hopefully I get to work with each one of you
Yes,
in the
thank
future.
you very much. Thank you. Okay, so we feel free to stick around. We're going to get into kind of a little bit of business for our normal Rotary business, but feel free to stick around if you'd like. If you need to jump off, we totally understand, but it's up to you.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good day. I'm going to jump off.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Fine Master portion. We are temporarily without a permanent Fine Master, so I will go ahead and take that on. So fines, what's fine, what's not fine? Not fines are at least double. If you want to get up on your soapbox and complain for a while, then we're going to charge you more. But yeah, does anybody have a fine that they would like to incur today?
Well, I'll find myself. Have we had any first fine of the year yet? Because we're in a new fiscal year.
I don't believe so. We might have done one in July, but I don't think we did. We had a board meeting, and I don't think we did fines.
Well, I'm going to find myself $25, $12.50 for each. I have 2 books at the publishers that should be coming out. They'll roll out 10 and 30 days out. So one of them's been in production for 9 years. I've been writing and rewriting and rewriting. Anybody who writes will tell you that the rewriting is the hard part. And so finally it clicked in, and that one is right behind the other big one. So I'm very pleased. I find myself $25.
Thank you, Raymond. Any other fines?
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
Dorn, I'll find myself $20 because I need more things to do, and I was elected chair of the Access Services Board on Monday of this week. So looking forward to serving in that role. For those who may not know, Access Services is the paratransit operator for all of Los Angeles County, operating with about a $360 million annual budget. So,
Wow.
All right.
big stuff.
They sound like they really should become a Patriot sponsor of the
Oh, yeah,
2025
well, I
Six
wish, I
Committee.
wish. That's another hat, but
Okay, well, I too will find myself $20 because I too don't have enough to do and have just been sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So I have taken on the role of temporary treasurer for House of Ruth, a domestic violence shelter based out of Pomona. They had some turnover within their board, and I've served for many years as on their finance committee and then on their audit committee. And with budget constraints and changing allocations to HUD and LASA and federal, state, and local budgets, supporting things like housing and service for domestic violence. They really needed the guidance, and so they asked if I would join temporarily to get them through until they could find a permanent treasurer. So I, from past experience, know that those roles sometimes do not stay temporary. So we'll see how it goes, but I am excited to help a great organization that does a lot of wonderful work here in our area. So that's $20 fine for me.
Mike, if I could.
Sure.
So I wanted to find myself $20 as well. I wanted to give a big shout out to Rita McGee for helping us set up a National Night Out, and for Raymond Foster for sticking around at the booth. We really appreciate it. It was a great event. So thank you so much. And I wanted to give also a huge shout out to the Leads group in Covina. We've had so many great connections there coming out of that group. We just had a sign up yesterday, and I think that we got another one today. So it's doing very well. Also, I just want to put on your radar, the Wellness Fair is happening on Saturday, September the 27th. There's still spots there available. And then also put on your radar the Beer and Wine Walk happening on October the 4th, and that's from 5 to 8. So there's some availability there as well to have booths, to promote your business, to shop and have some fun. And thank you to Maryland for your assistance on that as well. And that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And based on the language you used talking about the booth yesterday at National Night Out, I'm going to change my fine from $20 to $25 since I did not stick around. I had to leave early.
We had a nice appearance by Michael Wallace. We really appreciated that. Thank you so much, Mike.
No. I only had an hour, so I took a quick lap through and got out of there. But
you made an appearance. That's what counts. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay, Action 360.
Wait.
Sorry. Wait.
Now that Sylvia called me out, I'm gonna find myself $20 as well, because really I didn't help. All the deputies did. I just sat there. So find myself.
You managed the setup.
I did, I guess, in a way, because I couldn't figure out how to click the tent, which he did for me anyway. But it was a really nice event. It was just so hot. The humidity was on a different level. That's really my only complaint, but I had the same complaint last year. Otherwise, it's one of my favorite events.
All right. And obviously everybody knows Music in the Park, birthday barbecue tonight, Civic Center Park. So it's going to be great. If you happen to know somebody who lives on 2nd Street, you may end up in the VIP section.
Come on by. We'll be there.
The ceremony, by the way, it's at 6:30 if you want to celebrate and sing the happy birthday song to the city.
Based off of what Emmett, the mayor, said this morning, the birthday song goes on at 6:50. Am I right? And then cupcakes, or did I misunderstand him this morning?
I spoke to Jay a little while ago, and he said anywhere from 6:30 to 6:40. Maybe, I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, there might be like a allotted time.
Okay.
There's some flexibility because of the band.
Maybe. Maybe. I was just going off of what he said this morning.
Plus, there's also so much time spent trying to wrangle everybody that needs to be on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. I think shooting for 6:50 and singing at 6:50, shooting for 6:30, singing at 6:50 is likely to be the timeline.
Yeah. And we know that Rachel will be performing.
All right. Okay. So let's move on to Action 360. Raymond, you want to take that away? Food drive?
Yes. So what I'm gonna get, I guess that would be our
All right.
confidential
Raymond,
session.
Action 360. Do you want to jump into that?
We didn't have any break. Hey, so we had just too much going on. Hey, the next thing is the kickoff party for the food drive, which is High Point Brew Co. on August 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. Bring 6 cans of food and receive a complimentary beer. And all donations benefit the military pantries. My office is already jam-packed with food. As you can see, I've got multiple tables set up. I picked up Saturday 45 handmade quilts for the families out there. And then the Wednesday before that, I picked up 50 duvets. And I don't even know what a duvet is, but they're apparently pretty fancy. And so I don't know. They're boxed up. So there's duvets. I had a bunch of food. So that's coming up. And the food drive is on August 23rd, 9 to 3 at the lodge. If you want to go on the 25th out to any of the military bases, I need your identification, either your passport or your real ID, so I can get you out there and get you vetted beforehand. Next thing important, Mike, this is your gig, Uniform Cornhole Challenge for Community and Corps, Laverne Bruco.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep forgetting the date. It is
September 13th.
Yeah, it's the Saturday in the middle of September. So yes, Saturday, September 13th. Cornhole tournament, Laverne Brewing Co. It's gonna be a great event. We already have a few lane sponsors, and it's $100 per team. That includes 1 beer per participant, as well as a raffle ticket per participant. And I believe what we're going to do is each win, and next round you advance down the bracket, you get another raffle ticket to put into whichever raffle prize you'd like to win or attempt to win. Registration is going to be at noon. We're going to start the tournament at 1 o'clock. We don't know exactly how long it's going to go because we don't know how many teams we're going to get. But we also have a few Marine teams being sponsored by individuals. And correct me if I'm wrong, Raymond, we potentially already have transportation down from the base on that day. Is that correct?
I've been assured that we'll have transportation. I know that Elizabeth has, she's what's going to sponsor a Marine team. So I think we can do up to 8. So that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we're hoping for 30, we're hoping for 30 teams. We can take on more. But if you know anybody who enjoys playing cornhole, drinking beer, supporting the military, or just having a nice Saturday in the middle of September, out of the house, then feel free to let them know. We do have our registration open. We have that link, and I can email that out to everybody in the club for the link for registration and payment. Any questions around the cornhole tournament? Hopefully, first annual cornhole tournament.
Absolutely. So the next 2 things we got going on, next month we'll start talking about teacher mini grants and RILA and TLC, all of that stuff where the school year will begin. But right now we're kind of focused on the military stuff because, well, it's that time of year. The Donuts for a Cause, the Krispy Kreme donuts thing. It was $15 a dozen, and we got $7.50 of that. We've gone down to a price of $10 a dozen. We get $2.50 off of each one. It's nationwide. So anyone you want to send the link to, it's a dozen donuts. I don't know, what's that, 90 cents a donut? I mean, that's pretty cheap for a Krispy Kreme donut. So, and the perfect number of Krispy Kreme donuts is 4, because If you eat 3, you've got room for 1 more. And if you eat 5, you will get sick. So it's 4 gives you 3 feeding sessions for a dozen for $10. So I really can't get out there and get some donuts. The last thing is the Marine Corps dinner. This falls on November 10th. It will be the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Marine Corps. The tickets are in my office. We've already sold 65 of the 200 tickets. We will have there will be presentation of colors by the 7-person color guard from the Band of Brothers, a performance by a 20-person fife and drum corps in Revolutionary War uniforms. Your choice of dinner, entertainment by the Lindy Sisters will be back. Our keynote address will be by Greg Monk. He's a combat promoted Marine, the author of the guide, Survival, Warfighting, and Peacemaking. We will do the traditional cake cutting, present funds, and 2 things. Our Gold Star mother will be Eloise Logan. The Logan twins went into the military here in San Dimas at the same time. One became a naval aviator, one became a Marine aviator. The naval aviator was killed in an accident. And so his brother then went on to dedicate his entire career to his brother. So she will be there. And then lastly, an absent companions toast. About a month ago, one of the Marines who showed up every time for the first 4 dinners and was one of the older guys we fed cake to, he passed away. So we will be featuring him with a table setting in the back and then the absent companions toast at the end of the evening. So if you haven't been, everybody who goes, oh, I got to come next year, or I got to bring this person with me next time. I get a phone call from a guy and he goes, I'm a chosen Marine. I go, you mean you're at the Battle of Chosin Reservoir? And he goes, yeah. And so he's 94 years old. He sent me money right away. He will be there at this event. So people are excited. Show of hands, who wants tickets? Anybody that didn't tell me already? Rita, I have you down.
I
Marilyn,
told
how
you,
many?
but I didn't tell you how many. I still don't know, but I will send you an email this week.
Okay, and how many would you like, Marilyn? 2 tickets for Marilyn. I have you down for 2, Rita, correct? All right. So anybody else wants to go, let me know.
All right. Thank you very much, Raymond. Are you going to put the calendar up, or have we gone through the calendar by talking about all of the all of the upcoming events?
Yeah, really. Our next meeting is this is a motivational speaker. I give his information, but his is catching your soul like fire, catching your soul on fire. Sounds like a really interesting guy. We're actually going to have a side conversation about the work that we've done both in the Caribbean. So he sounds very interesting. And our next meeting after that really is the governor's visit. Please put 9/17 on your calendar. That's the governor's visit. That's important to Mike that everybody show up and support him. If you have speakers that you like, I'm still working on filling out the year.
Sounds great. I guess, do you want to put the 4-way test up? Should I still do this?
Boom, there it is.
Okay, well, I don't want to call anybody out. I didn't ask anybody to do it today. So, Rotary 4-way test of everything we think, say, and do, an ethical guide developed by Rotarians. And yeah, I always say I like to think of this as a 4-way stop. I can come up with a lot of examples where 1, 2, or 3 of these items may be true. And then you fail one of the 4 tests, and it turns out that you're probably not on solid ethical ground. So you have to pass all 4 of these of everything we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And that's today's 4-way test. Any closing remarks? I know, I think we've heard a little bit from everybody. Is there anybody who has anything to add, anything coming up that they'd like to highlight, or that should be on the club's radar?
Very quickly. So there's two multi-chamber mixers I just want to put on your radar. We have the McKinley Children's multi-chamber mixer on August 14th, 5 to 7. And then we have Outdoor Elegance same day, same time. So August 14th, 5 to 7. That one's, I think, 7:30. They're closing off the registration probably, they said Friday, but I think Thursday. And so if you'd like to attend, it's right by here. It's Outdoor Elegance on Foothill. I'd encourage you to attend. Maybe we could pass out a lot of those flyers for those upcoming events. So it's over 150 are registered so far. And so it's going to be a huge event. Just wanted to put you on your radar.
Excellent. All right. Anything else? Anybody else wanted to talk about? No? Okay. Well, it was looking like we were gonna go over, but I think we kind of squeezed it in. So thank you very much for everybody's attendance and contribution. And I will see all of you very soon, I'm sure. Probably tonight. All right. Have a good night.
Take care.